In the mountains and valleys of the Middle East, the Kurds have been around for thousands of years, strong, proud, and deeply connected to their land. Their language, culture, and ways of life are lively and real, yet you won't find Kurdistan on any world map. This is the main part of the Kurdish story, a people without their own country whose identity stays strong even though countries keep saying they don't exist. Kurdish culture is rich in music, dance, food, and colorful parties, showing that they are a people who won't let themselves be forgotten. For tens of millions of people, the dream of being recognized is still hard to reach, and this shapes their politics, art, and daily lives. Understanding the Kurds is important for understanding the Middle East, a place where old times and new times meet, and where the Kurds keep trying to live with respect. Kurdistan, which means land of the Kurds, is not a country, but a region that stretches across Turkey, Iraq, Iran, and Syria. Its amazing landscapes have made the people tough and have made their homeland something that big empires and modern countries have always wanted. The Kurds are the biggest group of people in the world without their own country, with up to 45 million people, split up by lines drawn after World War I. Powerful countries from far away divided the region, ignoring how different groups of people lived, and leaving Kurds as smaller groups in 4 new countries. This splitting up has caused 100 years of fighting, as each country has often tried to stop Kurdish identity and their right to rule themselves. The fight for rights and to be recognized is a very important part of Kurdish life. The lines drawn 100 years ago still cause problems, affecting the lives of millions of people. The Kurds are not just one political group, but a mix of different parties, ideas, and disagreements shaped by the borders that split them up. In Iraq, after many years of having some self-rule, they have different goals than in Turkey, where Kurds have faced harsh treatment. Kurdish parties include those who want their own country, those who want fairness for everyone, and others who want people to have more say in their local governments. Disagreements, like those between the KDP and PKK in Iraq, often turn into fights, showing big differences even in areas where Kurds have some control. This splitting up shows both lively discussions and a big problem for them to work together. Countries nearby use these differences to their advantage, making it harder for Kurds to act as one group. Any future for the Kurds depends not just on talks with other countries, but on building connections among themselves. Before the modern borders, Kurds lived under Persian and Ottoman rule, led by their own chiefs and tribal leaders. Their mountain home gave them some freedom to rule themselves, as big empires relied on local Kurdish leaders to keep things in order. This history of ruling themselves is a strong memory that drives the Kurds' hopes today. But their relationship with the big empires was often difficult, with times of rebellion and then being put down. These early struggles were local, not about wanting their own country, but they set the stage for future movements. In the 1800s, when empires tried to make their rule stronger, it threatened Kurdish self-rule, causing them to fight back. It's interesting that these efforts to control the Kurds actually helped them feel more like one Kurdish people. The beginnings of wanting their own country were planted during these fights. After World War I, the Treaty of Sèvres gave Kurds hope for some self-rule, but that hope quickly disappeared when modern Turkey was formed. Turkish rules said Kurdish identity was not allowed, banning their language and culture, which led to many uprisings over decades and a bloody fight with the PKK. In Iraq, Kurds faced cruel treatment, which ended with Saddam Hussein's terrible Anfal campaign, where many were killed. The Gulf War in 1991 allowed a Kurdish region that was almost independent, and it is now a recognized part of the country with its own government and security forces. In Iran, a short-lived Kurdish republic was crushed in 1946. Since then, their efforts to make changes have been met with harsh treatment and being ignored. In Syria, after many years of being pushed aside, the civil war changed things, and Kurds set up the self-governing region of Rojava and became important helpers against ISIS. In all four countries, the Kurdish struggle has been a story of hope, being let down, and staying strong. Each community faces its own unique problems, but they all share a common wish to live with respect and rule themselves. The Kurdish story is about surviving against very difficult odds. The political goal of the Kurds is not just one thing. Some dream of an independent Kurdistan, others want to rule themselves within a country, and many focus on basic rights. Being independent is a powerful idea, but it's often seen as not possible because the surrounding countries are against it. The Iraqi Kurdish region is an example of ruling themselves within a larger country, offering self-governance without breaking the current borders. Another idea, called democratic confederalism, focuses on local democracy, equal rights for men and women, and living together peacefully, most clearly seen in Syria's Rojava. For many, the immediate fight is for cultural and political rights, their language, education, and freedom from being treated unfairly. The future for Kurds has many different possibilities, shaped by what is real in each country. Their search is not just for a country, but for respect and safety. The main reason why Kurds don't have their own country is the strong opposition from Turkey, Iran, Iraq, and Syria, who see it as a danger to their own land. Other powerful countries, who care more about keeping things stable and keeping the current borders, have never supported Kurdish independence, even if they sometimes worked with them. The vote for independence in 2017 in Iraqi Kurdistan ended with them being alone and in trouble, as neighboring countries and the world said no to the result. Countries in the region put limits on them and took back land, while the rest of the world just watched. Problems among different Kurdish parties also make their cause weaker, as outside countries use these disagreements. Without being united and without support from other countries, the dream of having their own country remains out of reach. The Kurdish struggle is blocked by both outside walls and problems within. But the wish to decide their own future continues. Even with difficulties, Kurdish identity stays strong. It's based on their language, music, and ways of life passed down from parents to children. Newroz, the Kurdish New Year, is a lively celebration of new beginnings and fighting back, bringing Kurds together across borders. Kurds living in other countries, spread all over the world, keep their cause alive through activism and by protecting their culture. Community centers, festivals, and language schools help new generations connect with their heritage. The Kurdish story is one of amazing strength, a people defined not by borders, but by a shared identity and hope. Their future is still uncertain, but their spirit continues. The Kurdish question is not just about politics. It's a human story about respect and belonging. Without their own country, but never without their own people, the Kurds' journey is far from over. If you found this story meaningful, please like, subscribe, and share to help more people learn about the Kurdish people and their journey.